Welcome to episode 9, Imperfect Action. So, I think that this is such an important topic to discuss, and we all get caught in trying to be better and be that kind of perfect where perfection doesn't really exist, but in our minds we think things are not good enough. And I just want to explore that topic with you today. Going back to something that I did, I think, well, I guess it was exactly 9 weeks ago today, because today is episode 9. So for the last 9 weeks, I have been consistently showing up and turning up with a short audio weekly insights that I have created. And I want to share my story with you of how that actually came about. So I have been thinking recently, over the last maybe 6 months or so, I guess, that audio is something that I would love to explore. And I think it was really at the back of my mind that at some point I will do this. It wasn't really set in any kind of goal or with a time, because I was simply doing the YouTube videos that I had and set an intention for, that I would do one a week. And I was just trying to keep up and stay consistent with everything that I am adding to my day. So in that same mind, I was did not want to just overload myself, but it was something that I thought maybe it would be something I'd like to explore. And I have thought about the idea of podcasts, or obviously there's many ways you can use audio. So I guess 9 weeks ago, what happened was that I decided that what am I waiting for? If I want to, go down a podcast route, I will almost go into this rabbit hole of trying to work out, well, what tech do I need for the podcast? Is my equipment good enough? Do I need to invest more in that? Is this not right? um how will I do that? What's the process? Learning something new, then learning the tech as well and getting comfortable with it, and building that into routine, almost forgetting about the reason that I would be doing it. So I then decided exactly 9 weeks ago to turn this on its head, and I thought, do you know what, if I want to do this, I need to be able to do that today, because it's not about having the right platform to share your voice. It's not about, how many times I decide to do it. It's not about any of those things. It's simply about getting my message across. And I want to help my listeners like you to think about how they can implement more into their day. And how can I do that if A, I'm not showing up myself and doing everything that I want to, and B, I'm procrastinating about something that could potentially be really helpful for someone. So I guess, that's quite powerful when you turn around what you're doing into, like, if I can help one person, if what I do just helps one person, there is no perfection and it does not need to be perfect. Um, this is good enough. Whatever I come up with will be good enough for the person who wants to listen. And making the message and what you're trying to help people with the main thing. So it taking over and being a voice that you're trying to get out, and focusing on what you're trying to say rather than all the tech and all the processes and all the thinking, can I do this? And am I going to get comfortable with what I'm trying to plan out? And once you set that intention, then you want to be consistent with it again as well. So that's what happened for me 9 weeks ago. I thought, if I'm going to do this, and I thought, my son's got a mic, and I asked him very nicely if I could borrow it. He said yes, to my surprise. And I thought, right, I'm going to plug this in. Right, I couldn't plug it into my computer. I worked out how to do that. And it was then like, literally just do it. It's literally like things work themselves out. When we get so caught up in the how we're going to do it, we end up missing the point of the fact that we're trying to help somebody with whatever it is that you're trying to get out there. And that message then almost gets diluted because our focus isn't on what we're saying. Our focus is on all the other things that go with this. And I just want to explore that idea because I think often we don't realize when we're doing this. And I caught myself and I decided to turn that around. And I thought, if I have something to say and I want to try this out, I'm just going to do like a really short episode because I thought, who am I trying to help? They don't have time. You know, you are busy, busy women in business. So it would make sense to do an audio. To me, it felt quite easy for myself. I thought I feel really comfortable doing it, which means I'm going to show up for myself in a much more natural way. And I would love for you to explore that for your business, to think, why go for the stuff that meets resistance? What if we just explored what we can actually do more confidently and explore that to the extent that we actually take more action? And that action might be feeling a little bit uncomfortable because we're adding things onto our week. We're maybe doing something extra that we were not doing. We're maybe putting pressure on ourselves to stay consistent. But when you're doing something that you enjoy, you're far more likely to stick with it than you are where you don't. So, for example, if you absolutely love Facebook, but you're posting on Instagram, then there's a bit of disconnect there. And I'd love you to explore this and just think, what if I didn't do the thing I'm not that comfortable with and I'm really not enjoying, but I put more focus into the thing that I am enjoying, then wouldn't you show up a little bit better and maybe do more things in a deeper level and in a maybe reaching those people with more intention and more focus because you're not trying to be everywhere. So I think this is essential for visibility, and obviously visibility is essential for every business in terms of growing your audience. And everything begins and ends with an audience, because if you don't have an audience, you don't have anyone that you can put your offers out to. So working on that constantly, trying to attract new people who will resonate with you. And it's not about forcing anything. It is about alignment. So it really is about people who like your message. They will come into your world. And you just want to be able to attract more of them. So imperfect action wins every single time. And I know that if I had waited and thought, I will do this perfectly so it would look like a podcast, then I would, need to work out what equipment I needed. How do I edit audio? How do I upload that? Where can I post this? How many platforms can I post it to? And then this once a week thing would have just grown arms and legs, and it would have become a complete nightmare for me to think about how I would implement it. So for me, I put it into my schedule and I did set the intention, but I did it in a way that I know I can consistently do this. So now I'm proud to say for the last 9 weeks, I've been showing up every single week with a short snippet, and it really is focused on helping you to spark ideas, to get more intentional, and perhaps think about things that you're not necessarily thinking about in your day. So kind of giving you a new perspective and growing your confidence, because, at the end of the day, we will only take action when we feel confident to take action. So I'd love to leave you with this thought and ask you to explore, have a think about what you're doing that is maybe particularly difficult, and can you let that go? That's the one thing you need to ask yourself is, can you let that go? Are you trying to be everywhere and do all the things? And just think how much time, effort and energy you would save by not focusing on that. Now that in itself just be a huge, huge benefit. And you sometimes can't see that because you're stuck inside just trying to keep on going day to day. And then it's like repeat, do the same again the next week. So I hope this episode has helped you. If it has, then please do check out my other episodes in this series. I will put a link just above here so that you can navigate quite easily. Watch the other listen to the other episodes rather. And if you feel drawn to, then please do check out in the description and underneath this video, there'll be links for you to explore more resources that I have available. Do check them out and see what else you can do. This is a very short audio, and if this can give you ideas that are helping you to perhaps figure out what is right for you, then just imagine how it would feel when you're working with me, when you were able to take things on a really deep level and take step-by-step action that actually turns out to be very consistent action, but resulting in getting you results and achieving the goals that you've set yourself. So take care, and until next time, have a lovely week, and I will speak to you next week.